name is Fee, and today I will be presenting the ongoing issue of air quality and its effect in the Inland Empire. The topics I will be covering today are ozone and particle pollution, the ranking of air quality in the Inland Empire, health impacts of air pollution, and recommendations for personal action and policy change. Ozone and particle pollution. What is ozone pollution? Ozone pollution is when nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds react with each other in sunlight and hot temperatures. This pollution comes from vehicles, industry, and other sources that contribute to smog formation. What is particle pollution? Particle pollution refers to a mixture of tiny bits of solids and liquids as it comes from many sources: factories, power plants, diesel and gasoline powered motor vehicles, and equipment either directly emit fine particles or generate other pollutants. Air quality ranking. The Inland Empire has long had notoriously poor air quality because natural air currents that bring gaseous pollutant and particulate matter from the Los Angeles area, while the warehousing and logistic boom has potentially increased emission from diesel trucks and train. Inhaling traffic-related pollutant like diesel particulate matter makes people more susceptible to a range of respiratory health problems. San Bernardino and Riverside counties rank first and second respectively for the worst ozone pollution in the United States. The two counties also ranked in the top 10 for the worst annual particle pollution nationally. The most common air quality status is in the moderate range, where 20% of the days annually were unhealthy. The county was given an F grade by the American Lung Association for ozone and ranks in the top 10 nationally for particle pollution. This means that the air quality index falls under hazardous range in receiving the failing grade in ozone levels and the average presence of particle pollution. Health impacts of air pollution. What can ozone pollution do to your health? Ozone has serious short and long-term effects on the respiratory system. When ozone levels are high, many people experience headache, inflammation, coughing and shortness of breath, pneumonia, and skin irritation, often within hours of exposure. Air pollution can also cause long-term damage to the nerves, heart, lungs, liver, and other organs. What can particles do to your health? Particle pollution can be very dangerous to breathe, especially at higher concentrations. It can trigger illness, hospitalization, and premature death. Short-term spikes in particle pollution that last from a few hours to a few days can kill. Recommendations for personal action and policy change. Action needs to be taken at every level, from individuals to the federal government, to clean up air pollution and address climate change. You can take action to protect yourself and your family from the danger of air pollution. Some simple precautions will reduce your risk, such as check daily air pollution forecasts in your area, protect yourself from wildfire smoke if you live in a fire-prone area, and reduce your own contribution to air pollution. Local governments have the power to help ensure that the city and county operations are zero emission, and that residents have the ability to choose zero emission forms of transportation and electricity. These implements could be adopt a climate action plan, purchase zero emission fleet vehicles, and establishing purchasing goals for renewable, non-combustion electricity. State, territorial, and tribal governments can set a clean or renewable electricity standard that phases out the use of coal, oil, natural gas, and other combustion and replace it with wind, solar, geothermal, and tidal, and other non-combustion forms of electricity, and or invest in air quality monitoring. Every federal agency, the White House, and Congress must act now to dramatically reduce air and climate pollution and drive an urgent nationwide transition to zero-emission transportation and electricity. Recommendations for action include: first, Congress must pass investment in zero-emission electricity and transportation into law. Second, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency must propose and finalize strong new emission standards that transition the nation's cars and trucks to zero-emission vehicles. Lastly, set a stronger national standard for ozone and particulate matters. Stronger standards will not only ensure cleanup of polluting sources, but also empower people to avoid dangerous level of these pollutants. More than 4 in 10 Americans live in places with unhealthy levels of air pollution. People of color are 3.6 times more likely to live in a county with 3 failing grades. More than 63 million Americans live in county with F grades for spikes in daily particle pollution. The information and data included in this presentation were found from the American Lung Association and the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. I hope you all enjoyed it, and thank you everyone for listening. Remember, be the solution to pollution.